As you know, in less than 3 weeks we are gonna be playing the new Nightreign DLC. We are going to have 2 new bosses and 2 new Nightfarers, and I'm pretty sure everyone will be eager to try the new characters as soon as possible. But what about the characters we already have? How can we prepare our Nightfarers for the new challenges we will be facing in the Forsaken Hollows expansion? Well, in this video I'm going to show you the best builds you can try for every character available in the game, as well as some suggestions for the new characters based on the brief description we have of them and on the few things about them we can see in the DLC trailer. The builds I'm going to show you are based on very low RNG, so you can get access to most of them without relying on luck. However, be mindful that the RNG during the run also affects the performance of each build, and that some characters will perform the best with effects that you can find in guaranteed relics. So treat this list as a guide on how to prepare your character in the best way possible, and to know which effects you should be looking for. It's important to mention that these builds are for the regular and Everdark expeditions, because the Deep of Night mode doesn't let you choose the boss you are going to face, and it is extremely hard. Honestly, I wouldn't try to face the new bosses in the Deep of Night until I feel confident about their moveset and abilities. I will rank these builds based on how strong and useful they are when it comes to dealing high damage and completing expeditions consistently. With that being said, let's open this list with this awesome Wylder build. In this case, we are only using guaranteed relics. The Wylder's earring that features +1 additional character skill use, spread fire in area after using the ultimate ability, and stamina recovery upon landing attacks. This relic can be obtained by completing the Wylder's Remembrance questline. The second relic we have is the Dark Knight of the Beast that features one of the most underrated yet powerful effects in this game, and it is taking attacks improves attack power. This effect will increase your damage by 15% for 20 seconds after receiving damage, something that is always going to happen unless you are some sort of divine entity. We have as well Fire Attack Power Up +2 that increases our fire damage by 6.5%, a great effect for this character, which his entire personality is really explosive. And we have Stamina Recovery upon landing attacks on +1, which will stack with the regular version of this effect we have in the Wylder's earring, making our stamina usage significantly more efficient. This relic is obtained after defeating the Everdark version of Gladius. This task is not easy, so if you have not defeated that guy yet, try to do it as soon as he appears in the weekly rotation of the Everdark bosses. And in our third relic we have the following effects. As you can see, the first effect we have is the same of the Wylder's earring, so they won't stack. The game will use only one of them. But the second one is actually pretty useful because it will replace the default ability of the Wylder's Greatsword for the Flaming Strike Ash of War, one of the best Ashes of War available in the game, and even more for this character. And as if that wasn't good enough, the last effect we have is the Fire Attack Power Up +2, making of this build the ultimate fire damage build for Wylder. This last relic can be obtained in the Collector Signboard. Just make sure you have enough Sovereign Sigils to be able to buy it. Now let's talk about Recluse. In this case you have two options. If you want to go for the most consistent way to play with this character, go with Magic Attack Power Up. This way you will be able to choose any sorcery or magic source you want to have certain level of consistency with this character. In addition, you could use the Beastage of Night, which is a guaranteed relic that you can combine with the third relic we have here that is also a guaranteed relic, but be aware that this way your damage might not be that high. The other alternative, which is what I am going to show you right now, aims to stack 2 or 3 sorcery school enhancement effects. In this case, as you can see, we have 2 improved Crystalian sorcery effects that will increase the damage of spells from that school by 15%, a completely crazy value but quite nice for builds like this. The problem is that these effects can only be found by completing expeditions or rolling relics with Merc, but in my opinion these effects are not that rare. In the third relic we could also have this effect, but as I told you, the point here is making each build as much accessible as possible for everyone. So instead I decided to use this guaranteed relic we can find in the Collector Signboard that features +3 stabs equip increases max FP, that increases our max FP when we equip more than 3 stabs or 3 stabs, an extremely useful effect for characters like Recluse and Duchess, combined with max FP increase per each Sorcerer's Rise unlocked and Magic Attack Power Up. To be a guaranteed relic, it is extremely powerful and useful. Now it's important to mention that the effect improved Crystalian Sorcery effect can be found with Magic Attack Power Up as well, so if you have a relic that has both effects available, make sure to use it. Now you can also use a relic with improved Crystalian Sorcery effect or any school control you want with the Vestige of Night and the third relic we have here. This way you will be dramatically reducing the RNG required, and your damage will be really cool. We can do something very similar with Duchess, but instead of using Crystalian Sorcery, I strongly recommend you to go with improved Carian Sword Sorcery. By doing this, you will only have to look for the Carian Slicer spell during the expedition, and once you find it, you will automatically turn into a complete destroyer of worlds, because this spell paired with a build like this can deal a really stupid amount of damage. The only downside will be being really unfortunate and not finding the Carian Slicer, but this spell is extremely common and you can find it in forts really frequently, and if you don't find it there, you can also look for it in Sorcerer's Rise. As you can see in this build, I also have the increased damage of character skill for Duchess that makes the restage deal 10% more damage. That will be the only additional effect for this build. Now, in the same way than with Recluse, if you find the improved Carian Sword Sorcery combined with magic attack power up, then go ahead and destroy everything, because that is probably the most broken build you will ever have with this character. But the thing, and why it's not that high in the list, is because it requires a bit of RNG in both relics and during the expedition. But I decided to include it because it deals a really high amount of damage, and I wouldn't like to not talk about this build at all. But don't worry, because I will show you another build for Duchess later in the video. When it comes to the Guardian, I think I am not the best person to showcase how to play it. For some reason, I am pretty bad to play around guard counters and shields, but this build is designed to play Guardian in a different way. I am not saying this is the best Guardian build for the traditional playstyle of the Guardian mains, but this is the best Guardian build that makes a great use of his insane amount of HP, and it also makes the DPS of these characters significantly higher by abusing his quality inclined stats. The effects we need for this build are the Guardian creates Whirlwind when using halberd charge attacks, increased duration of character skill, partial HP restoration of pompous damage attacks, and a relic to change the starting halberd skill to the Endure Ash of War. This last effect is the only one that can't be obtained through guaranteed relics, but it appears quite frequently from expedition drops and from relic rolls. The rest of the effects mentioned can be easily obtained by completing the Guardian's questline and in the small Jar Bazaar. If you want to make this build even better, you can try to combine one of these effects with the Everjail effect, and taking attacks improves attack power, but it is completely optional. The concept of this build is using the Tornado skill to pull regular enemies, knights, soldiers and mobs, and punish them with the spinning charge attacks of the halberds. This is a pretty effective way to farm early locations or even the banished knights in the castle. It's pretty powerful in situations where facing multiple targets. Now, when it comes to the toughest enemies, the concept is the same, but instead of immediately attacking after using the skill, the idea is tanking the enemy attack with Endure, and just after taking the hit responding with a charge heavy attack that, despite dealing a huge amount of damage, it will also build up a lot of stance damage. Sometimes you might only need 2 charge heavy attacks to break a major boss stance and win a critical hit. In addition, as we have partial HP restoration of pompous damage attacks, your HP bar will remain almost full the entire fight. Also, if during the run you find damage negation buffs, it will be even better. Each time I showcase this build, everyone tells me that it's better to use it with Rider, but that is not true, because the R2 attack of the Rider starting weapon is really slow, and the R2 attacks of all the preferred classes of this character are really slow, so it basically destroys the concept of attacking and healing at the same time. With Rider, by the time you are landing the hit, the enemy already hits you 2 more times. But let me know your suggestions for this character in the comments down below. I want to know what will be the best build for the traditional Guardian players against one of the new bosses of the DLC. For the Revenant, it's really hard to tell you guys. As you know, this character really needs some rebalance, basically because everything you can do with this character can be done with Recluse, and Recluse has an amazing FP efficiency thanks to her passive ability. Nonetheless, there is one really overpowered build I like to use with Revenant, and that is the Frenzied Flame build. This one basically stacks 3 improved Frenzied Flame incantations effect to maximize the damage of incantations from this category. You can also try to look for relics with this effect paired with the Revenant exclusive effects like trigger Ghost Flame Explosion when activating Ultimate Art and power up when fighting alongside family. Those are in my opinion the strongest effects for this character, but the one I have here that makes my summons stronger after executing the ultimate ability is pretty good as well. You might believe it's really hard to find the spells of this type, but they can be easily found in cathedrals, shacks, frenzied camps, and sometimes if you are lucky you might get the Frenzied Flame event, so it's actually not that rare. And the reason why I like to use this character when running this type of build is due to the casting speed of these spells. Most of them will stuck you in the animation, leaving you completely vulnerable vulnerable to most enemy attacks, but thanks to the Revenant summons, we can use them to distract the enemy at least for a few seconds while we cast the incantation, and the damage will be that high that we might actually beat the enemies in just a few seconds. We can also do this with other incantation schools, but it won't be as effective as with this one. And if you want to use other incantation schools, like the Dragon Cult incantations, I think you are better off with Recluse, because that way you will make a more effective use of your FP, which for a spellcasting build is the most valuable resource. So I really think Revenant needs a rework, but in case you really want to use her, here you have a great build for her. Now I'm going to show you one of the most powerful builds for Executor. This character has a passive ability called Tenacity that increases your attack power by 20% each time you recover from any status effect, which means we can trigger this buff with the Seppuku Ash of War. We can even stack it multiple times, increasing our damage up to 80% for a brief amount of time. This is a very controversial build because most people say it is the strongest build for this character, and some people think it might not be the best. In any case, I will do my job by explaining how you can use it. For this one, we need any relic with the effect that changes our starting armament skill with the Seppuku Ash of War. If this relic comes with other useful effects, like an exclusive effect for Executor or any similar effect that could increase your damage or your stamina, then that's awesome. If not, don't worry because the Seppuku will do most part of the damage. This effect can't be obtained in guaranteed relics, so you will have to look for it. At this point, most of you guys already have it. Next, we need the Dark Knight of the Miasma that features a starting armament deals Frostbite with Frost in Vicinity Conceal Self and improved physical damage negation. This relic can be obtained in the Collector's Signboard after defeating the Everdark version of Caligo. And in the last relic, you can use any effect you find useful. In my case, I have improved Katana attack power and attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy. But if you can stack it with the Everjail effect or the Invader effect, if you are good against the invaders, then go ahead. I'm pretty sure you can make this build even better. The only major downside of this build is that if you use Seppuku multiple times, you will have less time with the buff active, and that is even a bigger problem when facing Nightlord or major bosses, because the Seppuku animation is so long that it's not recommendable to use it during a boss fight. But once again, let me know what do you guys think. Do you think this is the actually strongest build for Executor? I think the one I'm gonna show you later is a little bit better. If I had to talk about the easiest character to use in the game, that will be the Ironeye. This character is the cheat code of this game. You only need to use the right relic effects and this guy becomes a DPS monster capable of destroying every single Nightlord with zero struggle. For this character, we will use the Knight of the Lord that features these three effects that explaining each one of them will probably collapse my brain entirely. But basically, this one will increase our general attack power by over 20% besides of adding a random affinity buff to our weapon similar to using a grease. The only thing we have to do to access these buffs is swapping our weapons, so you will require another bow. But with Ironeye that won't be a problem, because you will find a lot of bows during your run. This relic can be used with any character, but I really feel like with Ironeye you can really get the most out of it. To obtain it, the only thing you have to do is defeat the final boss, Hillstorm. I know it might sound a bit complicated, but that guy is not that difficult. In the second slot we are using a random relic that has +1 additional character skill use, which in my opinion is a must for this character. It also has partial HP restoration that since a few updates now works with the bow attacks, and we have character skill cooldown reduction on +3, which makes our character skill, in this case the Ironeye's dagger mark, to be ready a lot faster. However, the most important effect here is the +1 additional character skill use, which will allow you to keep your target marked to deal the highest amount of damage possible while playing safe at the same time. The only downside here is that this effect, as far as I know, cannot be obtained from a guaranteed relic, but I'm pretty sure you have at least one relic with this effect. The third relic we are using is the Edge of Order, which basically makes Ironeye a lot better by default. It increases the damage of the counterattacks after executing the ultimate art. The counterattacks are special movements that occur once you hit an enemy with pierce damage while the enemy is doing an attack animation. This is extremely difficult to do with melee armaments, but with Ironeye it's just insanely easy thanks to the arrows. The counterattacks deal 35% more damage by default, but with this relic effect we can deal 20% more damage by doing this. We also have improved bow attack power. This increases the damage we deal with this weapon class by 6%, and it has a starting armament deals holy damage. This effect might not look that cool considering that it changes the affinity of your starting weapon. However, it is extremely useful against wholly weak targets like Gladius, Libra or Hillstorm. And if you want to take this build against other Nightlords, the only thing you will have to do is finding another bow during the expedition. This way your physical damage will be insanely high. This is what I like of this build, it works great with physical and with affinity damage. As the second place of this list we have the triple status effect build. This one will perform the best on Executor because it will allow you to use Frostbite, Bleed and Poison in your starting weapon, in only one weapon. However, it is also pretty effective with Duchess. This is the other Duchess build I had for you, but when using this character you will only have Poison and Frostbite. In any case, what makes it good with Duchess is how fast the dagger moveset of this character is. I will say that the performance might be equal on both cases. However, in this case feel free to decide for yourself. In my opinion it is slightly stronger with Executor, but with this exact same build I was able to reach level 15 in the day 1 with Duchess, so it works exceedingly well on both characters. The setup is pretty simple here. We are using the regular version of both the Knight of the Wise and the Knight of the Miasma. The Knight of the Wise will provide the poison on our weapon with increased attack power when proccing poison on enemies, and the Knight of the Miasma will grant Frostbite in the form of the Chilling Mist of War with Frostbite in Vicinity Conceal Self, which will basically make you invisible for a brief time and will reset the aggro of some enemies. And it also has attack power up when facing Frostbite afflicted enemy. Such an overpowered relic in my opinion. Both relics can be obtained by defeating their respective boss fights in their regular form, the Sentient Pest and Caligo. And the third relic is probably the most popular relic in Nightreign because of how much hype it got when it was first discovered. The Everjail relic that we can buy in the collector signboard. It grants an Everjail key and it features the effect that increases our damage by 5% per each Everjail we complete. Combining this one with the other two relics we can develop an insane amount of damage. So now before going to the first place of this list, let's talk about a little bit about Scholar and Undertaker. The only few things we know about these characters is what we can see in the trailer and the brief description we have in the Bandai Namco site. The first thing we have to consider when playing the new characters, if you want to have some advantage, is their Remembrance questline. This way you will be able to tame some good relics for these characters while we learn what is gonna be the meta for each one of them. But as a brief suggestion for each one, for the Scholar according to what this says, it is gonna be a high arcane character, so going for a status effects build is gonna be the best. I'm pretty sure as they are going to include new weapons from the Shadow of the Earth 3 DLC, arcane might affect the damage of some of them, like the Meteoric or Greatsword. And when it comes to the Undertaker, we have a Strength Faith build, so this one might be a little bit more traditional to the type of gameplay we are more used to. I think with this character you can do multiple things, like going for crit hits, like going for incantations, but yeah, I will say that the best suggestion I could give you is to not get too much ahead of it. And the best thing you can do once the DLC is released and the day the DLC is released, if you want to get the most out of these two characters, is completing their questlines. I'm pretty sure they are gonna have questlines, and if you complete them, you're gonna be getting chalices for these characters and the best early relics for these characters. And now that we are aware of this, we can go to the first place of this list. And as what I consider to be the strongest build available for this game out of the Deep of Night is the Critical Hit build. An amazing relic setup you can use with Rider or with Wylder. In this case I'm going to show you how I use it with Rider, but with Wylder is pretty much the same. And this character is like your second best option for a crit hit build because you have the ultimate ability that basically grants you a free critical hit, and you also have your parry shield that has the buckler parry, which is the version with more effective frames on the entire game. But then why I prefer Rider over Wylder? It's simply because the AR of Rider can be significantly stronger than the one we have with Wylder, which means our crit hits with Rider will be a lot more powerful. In this case we are going to use the Dark Knight of the Veyron. This one has the improved critical hits +1 and the regular improved critical hits. Remember, we can't stack the +1 version of this effect. This version is only available in the Knight of the Veyron and Dark Knight of the Veyron relics, so they won't stack with self. You have to choose one, and the best is the Dark Knight of the Veyron. This relic is obtained after defeating the Ever Dark version of the Gaping Jaw. If you've been playing Nightreign for a while, I'm pretty sure you have this one. To complete this build we have to stack other two relics with the regular improved critical hits effect that will actually stack multiple times. For instance, in the Deep of Night mode we can stack up to 6 effects of this type, which is absolutely crazy. We have multiple guaranteed relics with this effect in the collector signboard and in the small jar bazaar, but if it's possible, try to look for one with the effect for Rider. Taking damage while using character skill increases attack power and stamina. This effect is great because it can indirectly make your critical hits even stronger, and this is how the build will look if we were playing Wylder. With that being said, as this is one of my favorite builds, we are going to take it into a regular expedition to showcase its true potential in a similar scenario to the new DLC bosses. So now let's jump straight into the run. Dude, it's really been a while since the last time I played an expedition of the normal game, you know? I've been farming the Deep of Night mode like crazy, bro. But now let's see how it feels, man. Actually, the thing is that we're gonna have 3 less relics, but the enemies will be a lot more manageable, I want to think. Yeah, we don't know. Hopefully they will be, yeah. We kind of one-shot them, so that's a good sign. And here we're gonna be looking for crit hit effects. Oh, that is really unlucky. Oh, another one, bro. Let's go. Nice, I thought I was not gonna hit him. He was quite far. Huge. So yeah, as this is a full crit hit build, what you have to do is looking for crit hit effects. And this is the same concept for every build. If you have a build for, I don't know, for the Carian Slicer, for instance, look for magic power buffs, look for something like the like improved sorceries, improved charge sorceries. It will depend of your build, you know. But that is the best you can do to make your damage better. Oy. I think we can stagger this one. The cool thing of playing a normal expedition is that the damage of the enemies is not that punishing. So you can make mistakes. You don't have to play perfect. I guess I can go for this church. In this case, the flasks have a lot of more relevance because you don't die instantly, you know, so you can heal. in many levels of the Deep of Night mode, I'd say like from 1 to 3, in those depths you can still take some hits and heal, you know. But in the rest of the difficulties, spending a little bit of your time in this place looking for one church might not be worth it, because the enemies will take a lot of more time to be destroyed. So the Deep of Night mode is a very different gameplay. Here we can actually take the time to look for the effects we need and play in a more chill way, you know. Oh, I can't believe I missed that one. That is so unfortunate. I wanna use the ulti here. To keep the damage on. Wow, I thought it was gonna deal more damage on me. And I am alive. Holy. Yeah, as you can see, I healed, bro. Nice. Oh, I think I'm on. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it before he went into the ground, man. Let's go. Look at this, the Carian Slicer. I'm telling you, it's not that it's not that weird. I am not lying. Oh, this is great. Damage negation at full HP. That's the best we have right now. Double stones or key. Imagine if I had the Everjail effect, man. There we go. We're still level 3. I guess we can go to the Everjail for some early stuff. I need to upgrade my weapon, but it's not that mandatory, you know, with the normal tier will be fine. Let's see which Everjail boss we got as well. It's not necessary to fight it entirely. If it's on one single enemy, I will... No, thank you, bro. Gonna take hours, bro, and it's only gonna give me 10,000. It's not worth it. I guess we will go straight to the castle to farm it because the locations are really spread out. Maybe I have time to go for the troll, I think. Yeah. The dagger talisman, please, bro. Wow. It's always an spell that has a talisman that has nothing to do with your build. Dude, this talisman, oh my gosh, no way. I think I have time for the troll, man, honestly. I'm sure it's not gonna be red, you know? That really helps. I could use the Godskin Pillar with fire. No, I think I should try to break the stance of the guy, dude. I have cookies as well, so I can proc some bleed. You know, I'm gonna do that before attacking. Nice. Now I can focus on using my melee hits. Oh, nice, and I have this one. Nice. Please. Oh, I think I'm gonna end up in a very awkward position. I don't have access for the crit hit. But the damage is more than decent, man. I can even use my skill and it will be out. So more or less this is the damage you will be dealing in the DLC, bro. In the normal expeditions of the new characters. Yeah, I can leave the cookies now, and I'm gonna take this one. Yeah, because you are not gonna go to the Deep of Night mode immediately. You will go to the Deep of Night mode, but later, once you know more about the new characters and about the new bosses. But the thing is that the game won't change entirely, because I don't think they will make the Scarucci system here, bro. It will be really stupid, actually, man. The Scarucci system is not that bad for the DLC of Elden Ring, but here it will be too much, you know. So yeah, now it's time to farm the castle. We still don't have useful effects for this build, not crit hit effects. Attack up when building to armor. This one has increased attack power when two-handing. As I don't have another effect yet, this one is the best. And this is huge. We have the Banished Knights. I kind of prefer the Banished Knights a little bit more than the Crucible Knights, at least when it comes to fighting with Rider. Because you can stagger them, so they go pretty easy. As you can see, this is some damage, bro. What? I can't believe my skill doesn't work sometimes. I am still wondering why it didn't work there, bro. Yeah, but as you can see, our damage is great, despite we are not we don't have physical damage boosts. We just have the crit hit effects, man. Continuous HP recovery. No. I need to level up somewhere. So I guess I will go first for these dudes here. Okay. Now it's a 1v1. Cool. Oh my gosh. No. Why is the other guy triggering the aggro? Nice. Please. No. I kind of knew it. No. Okay, we are alive. I think I'm gonna use the ulti to escape from here, bro. That was really unfortunate, man. The guy parried me. Bro, excuse me? What the hell happened there, bro? I really don't get this game sometimes, man. Okay, all good. Our first crit hit. There we go. All good, bro. Improved charge incantation with hold and parry. Great glove. Increase maximum stamina. I guess I'm gonna get the increased maximum stamina because we are fighting the Dark Drift Knight, so the other effect is not that helpful to me. The chance of finishing the fights here is really high. I mean, the day is gonna end up here. Okay, level 6, that's a lot better. I don't have the ulti ready now because I used it, so I guess I'll go first for the knights on top of the castle. I don't know which boss is on top. I should be able to take it out. Oh, I'm gonna take out this guy because it's really annoying. Bro, I hate this game a lot, man. I don't like when that happens, man. Oh, and I am ready to level 7. Let's see which boss fight is on top. It sounds difficult, man. It sounds like Loretta or something like that. And the problem of these enemies is that they can't... oh my gosh, no. The problem of those guys is that they can't... you cannot crit hit them. They will stay like that, you know? Bro, this game is a joke. Let's go. Yeah, I knew it. It's gonna end up here, so we can keep farming a little bit more. Nice. Let's go for the guys on top of this place. I have the ulti ready. And I have Exalted Flesh as well, so it should be fine. Not the best start, honestly. We don't have any useful effect yet. I didn't take damage, that's a shame, bro. Yeah, I got most of the small ones. Now the big boy. Nice. I thought I was gonna get the attack interrupted again. Ah, in this case I'm gonna take this one. Now it makes sense. Continuous HP recovery. I can take it, I guess. Let's go, because I'm not gonna be two-handing anymore. Now we can actually get the hell out of here, bro. And go straight to the Grace to level up. And then we fight the enemies. I'm gonna just hit like level 8, I think. If I'm lucky. I don't think I'm gonna hit level 9. And yeah, and so far we haven't found anything special in particular, you know? Yeah. Oh, it's awesome. This is awesome, bro. Level 9 is great. It's actually great. I hear a scarab here. So I can take a look to this place later. Oh, or right now. Bro, the scarabs are just a joke. No way, dude, you have to be kidding. That yeah. Max HP down, no way, bro. Okay, this is not so bad. I think I can handle it pretty well. All good. Now watch out with the dogs here. I really need to be careful with the dogs because the animation of my character is slow and they move really fast. Oh no. There we go. What? Can't believe I didn't one-shot this guy, man. Hey. I don't have improved attack power at full HP, but I used it still. Nice. Here we are. Okay, nice. We gotta go crazy here. Okay. Why my camera is trolling me? Another one and we use the ulti? Nice. I gotta use the ulti, guys, otherwise I will get destroyed by the status effect. Nice. Improved dodging. I guess I'm gonna take this one. Now, as you can see, your damage is insane by default with Rider. We don't need anything else, and the thing is that so far we haven't... we don't need yet the crit hits, but once we land a crit hit, it's gonna be huge, bro. Let's see which enemy is down here. Yeah, I can handle this guy with jump attacks. Nice, and a crit hit here. Should be good enough, actually. Yeah, it was a huge crit hit, bro. But it can be better. The thing here is that we don't have any effect for the weapons, man. Like, we don't have any passive effect that is increasing or critical hits, you know? Improve attack power when two-handing. For instance, this one is not useful right now. Reduce skill FP cost. None of this helps. Not a lot, you know? I guess I will go for the guy on top and then I go for the crater. The Draconic Tree Sentinel is tough, but we are dealing a really good amount of damage. I guess this one. I guess, yeah, I think I can handle the Crucible, I mean the Draconic Tree Sentinel perfectly fine. And then I go for the Gargoyle. This guy, there is a chance this guy will drop something cool for me, you know? So I better try it. My damage is more than decent. I think I can handle it. Unbelievable, bro. I actually wanted to take the hit, so it will increase my damage. Nice. This time it increased my damage. Nice. Wow, that was so cool, man. Nice. Improve charge sorceries and projectile damage to buff reduce. Crit hit HP restoration, finally. Some effect for our crit hits. That's helpful. Now, as you can see, the crit hits are being really decent despite we don't have any cool effect yet for the weapon. Because the most ideal or the best will be having already like improved crit hits here, improved crit hits here, and here, you know? And maybe the dagger talisman. Or the ritual sword talisman, something to make our base damage better. But so far we haven't been that blessed, you know? I'm gonna take this hit. Wow, we are dealing a really stupid amount of damage on this fella, bro. Ooh, my base damage is being better than the damage I will expect to deal with the crit hits, man. Nice. Ah, yeah, I knew it. Yeah. Now it's getting crazy. Yeah, our level is better, so the damage is better as well. Ah, this one is a good one. Improve attack power at full HP. This is what makes it better, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna replace this one, it's not helping. We need a lightning damage weapon before doing something else. Oh, I have time to go for this guy, man. Oh, I would like to take the stupid thing, man. I completely forget about it. Okay, let's try to... Nice. So we only have to roll this one. And we aimed here. Ah, let's go. Oh, man. I really didn't jump that well. This okay, that's a huge progress in this fight. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. I really took damage there. Nice. Okay, the ring is closing, so we better go inside. We don't want to waste any time. Defeating enemies restores HP. Bloodlust in vicinity increases attack power. I guess I will go with this one. It's not the best, man, but okay, this guy might have something. The Duchess Grief, Smithing Stomp. Oh, give me this one so I can upgrade the other weapon I have as well. Attack up when wielding two armaments. 10%. It's better than this one. Improve attack power at full HP. Huge. And that's it. No crit hit effects. Okay, all good, all good. It doesn't matter, it was great actually. We're about to hit level 15. So that's awesome. As you can see, in the base game, everything is a lot easier. And that is what you have to do against the new bosses, going for the base game. I'm pretty sure they will have some sort of special difficulty, but I don't think that will be the case for the expedition. I think it will be exclusive for the boss fights. Nice. So now our base damage is crazy, and thanks to the improved attack power at full HP, despite we are not at full HP, we were dealing a lot of damage. And now I can upgrade this weapon as well, and I think it's better than my weapon. I guess I have time for this one. Oh, that's so stupid, bro. Freaking guy, bro. Nice. Freaking guy overcomplicating things, man. Nice, it is not closed yet. It's very important to not go late because we really want to be in time here, you know? Let's try to get in the middle of all of them. Bro, this is a joke. I missed on all of them, bro. No, bro. You have to be kidding me here, bro. How is it possible to miss many attacks, man? You have to be kidding. Okay, now it's closed. We have to hurry from here. But still, we have enough time yet, but we have to hurry. Holy, the damage we are dealing, man. The guy is trapped inside that stupid thing, man. Oh, and I still deal damage. Nah, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Attack up when wielding two armaments. Improve physical attack power. That's something. That's something because it will actually affect the crit hit. The attack up when wielding two armaments only affects the attacks that are... How can I say it? The attacks that are performed with the power stance moveset. Those are the only attacks that are being affected here. So here we go. Huge. We gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Now please be respectful. Nice. Sometimes that the enemy is annoying, but we are okay. So, another chance of finding a decent talisman here. So, wow, bro. I really can't with this enemy, bro. Reduce kill F because, well, at least it's somehow, in some way better than the other one. I need a lightning damage weapon. I think I will have to buy it from the merchant. There we go. Despite we are being very unlucky and the RNG is bad with us, check the damage we are dealing, guys. That's what is important here. What? I didn't imagine this guy was doing this attack. Nice. The crit hit when? Okay. Now. Can do another one and then the crit hit and it's out. Yeah, it should be out. It should be out. I knew it. Oh, nice. Oh, but this fire damage. I don't know if fire damage is the best against the guy we're gonna be facing. I don't think so, guys. I think we go straight with physical damage because the guy, the Dark Crypt Knight, is weak to lightning. So I was thinking of 389 and this one is 396. I knew it. This one is better. Let's go. We have finished in time, bro. Huge. So we have to start strafing a certain point here. And this is something cool as well you are gonna have available. As you have the collector signboard, you are gonna be able to summon the new Shifting Earth event. Unless they lock it behind some sort of task. Oh no, I misclicked something. I really didn't strafe in time. Well, in the Deep of Night mode, we don't have this game mode. We don't have this Shifting Earth event with that much frequency, so I forget about a few things, you know. But yeah, unless they block it somehow, you should be able to summon the new Shifting Earth event through the collector signboard. What do we have here? Improve attack power at full HP, taking damage boost damage negation. I want to take the improved physical attack power again, because it also affects the crit hits and it doesn't depend of me being at full HP. I will try to be at full HP as much as possible because we already have 2 improve attack power at full HP effects. But yeah, you know, I don't need this anymore. And nice, this way we will increase our damage a little bit with this one as well. I don't think I'll need this, but I'll buy this in any case. And we don't have... okay, but we need the lightning slash thing. Improve fire attack power. We don't have the freaking thing we need, man. We need this one. I guess I will sacrifice this, man. I really need the weapon with lightning damage, man. Yo, stay back. Oh yeah, 420 is a lot to not have another buff, man. It's crazy indeed, guys. So right now we are not buffing directly or crit hits, but our damage in general we are, and that that will also affect the crit hits. So let's say that in this case we are not that lucky and our damage is being so very nice, man. Did I pick the... I am an idiot, man. I didn't pick the flasks there, bro. Oh yeah, I don't think we will need it. Bro, are you serious? I don't know why I have defeating enemies restores HP. That is what I don't like of this game, bro. When the attacks do not connect because an enemy is moving dumbly, you know? Which one has... oh, I have this talisman, dude. Yeah, it's not a weapon. It's a talisman. It was a very normal map. It was not good RNG, neither bad. Could be better, honestly. We don't have a village merchant. That would have been amazing. So as you can see, I have a bunch of runes that I didn't use. Okay, this is not the best one, but it's okay, it works. Dude, don't joke. I love that they hold the shield up, man. That's so funny. Holy, nice. Let's go for this guy. I'm gonna take the risk here, bro. Oh no. Oh, just in time, bro. Oh, but I didn't hit it. Oof. Why is this guy not breaking, bro? Did you see the amount of hits I land on this guy? The guy didn't break at all? That's some BS, man. Finally, dude! What the hell? Yeah, bro. Something happened there. Something happened there, bro. That doesn't make any sense, man. Improve affinity attack power. We don't have any affinity. Only the one that we have after. No, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Because the crit hit will be fully physical damage. I don't think I'll need another Wending Grace, but if I can buy it, I will, bro. Because I am a really unpredictable player, man. Yeah, bro. I am a really unpredictable player, dude. I wish I could leave one of them to make the swapping easier. So I will need to swap one of my weapons in order to cancel the lightning hit of this guy. Sadly, it's not the Everdark version because the Everdark in rotation is Libra. And I really don't want to have more pain. Okay, this is huge. I'm gonna use this. So now my damage is really increased. What? That is a lie, man. Nice. Give me that crit hit. Oh, but we are not at full HP, man. Holy, still. It is crazy. This is insane, bro. Oh no, he's going far away from me, bro. Let's go, guys. GG's. Easy fight. It could have been a lot better with better crit hit effects, and that is the problem of having attack power at full HP. I dealt the crit hit without being at full HP, so the damage wasn't that high. But check out this video where I actually destroyed one boss with this build, and I'm pretty sure you love it. GG's, guys.